What is up, everybody? Welcome to Module 3. And in this module, we're going to be going over injury prevention through mobility and tendon strength. All right. And as always, I do have my notes sitting right here. So if you see me looking over as I'm doing right now, it is just because I'm making sure I hit all the notes. I want to make sure you guys get as much value out of this as possible. So that way we can stay on the field, right? Biggest thing with this is we all want to get recruited. We want to get to the next level. We want to go, whether it's college or pros, we want to go there, right? And it's hard to get there and show these scouts or these college coaches what you can do when you're on the sideline, right? So take this very serious, take these notes, and let's lock in. So, biggest thing, most athletes don't get injured because they're weak. They get injured because of their body not being able to handle that repeated force, right? So right here, like they get injured because their body can't handle a force repeatedly. And with this, we're going to show you how, right? Through ATG, through this program, we're going to show you how you can put mobility work into your programming and make it suit what you need for your sport, right? Every sport is a little bit different and needs a little bit different programming, and we want you to feel very confident going into it. So, biggest thing, mobility isn't stretching, right? Stretching is getting warmed up, getting loose so we can run, do our lift, whatever it is. Mobility, all right, is strength and control through a full range of motion, right? And if your full range of motion right now is 80%, then that's what it is. We're going to work on getting it to 100%, right? For those of you that have been injured, right, I remember when I had my knee problems, we had a range of motion for your knee being able to bend fully, going through that. If your knee can't do 100%, but it can do 90, it's working through that. And then we'll give you stuff on the side to get it to 100%. So we can feel very confident when we're in those awkward positions and put our knees in the best possible position so they don't get hurt. So with mobility and how it affects performance, right? It increases your sprint mechanics clean up, which increase your speed. Change of direction will improve. Your lifting position will feel a lot better, a lot safer, and you will start lifting a little bit more just because of that mobility and the tendon strength. Landing feels better, becomes a lot more safe, and you waste less energy because everything's strong. You don't have to push as much to do the same movements. All right, so with that, we have 3 pillars of athletic mobility. Number 1, positioning. Number 2 is stability and control. Number 3 is coordination. All right, and we will run through those a little bit. Basic thing, and I'm going to read it off right here for you. So number 1 is positioning. If you can't get into a strong position, you won't be able to produce enough force to make it count. Number 2, stability and control. Now you get into that strong position, but if you can't hold it, right, that's when injuries will start to occur, right? If you can't hold it and feel controlled in that position, you're going to start to overcompensate elsewhere, and that's when injuries start to creep up. All right, and then number 3 is coordination, basically bringing it all together, right? Being able to have that stability and control, being able to have the correct positioning and move through it on each leg, on each arm, whatever it is. All right, so real quick, I'm going to explain tendon strength and in relatively simple terms. Biggest thing, every jump, sprint, cut, loads your tendon. Tendons are what absorb and release that force. So think of a spring, right? When I'm running, my knees are bending, my ankles are bending, right? So my ankle goes from this open, and then as it hits the ground, it closes and then springs back off, right? With that, stronger tendons equals you're faster, you're more explosive, more durable, right? And overall, you become a better athlete. You're on the field more. You're not with the ATs all the time trying to get healthy or anything like that. You are healthy, you're moving, and you're able to be available. All right, so examples, tibialis raises, you will see that in your program. Any calf work, some split squats, any isometric hold, putting your tendons in a position where they have to hold a position is extremely crucial. And really the one I can think of right now is if we were to do a split squat with a 30-second hold, putting all that pressure on your knees, right? Making sure your patellar tendon's good, your ACL's good. And I understand like we're not working out the ACL, but we're working everything around it so that way we can actually keep it stable, right? With that, college programs truthfully prioritize this mobility work. It's injury prevention, tendon strength. Again, they're investing in you, right? So they want you to be on the field. There isn't, oh man, we can go get more. They want you on the field, right? So college athletes will never skip this, right? And I want to show you, not show you, I'll talk you through some examples. But like doing, well, actually, I just did the step downs, your split squats, your isometric holds. It's built into your warm ups usually, right? Or it'll be your finisher, right? So you'll go through your entire workout, be a little tired, but then have to go to an isometric hold. Now, I like to do it usually in block A, but there will be some variations. Now, with that, it'll be in your recovery days, your warm-ups for like your sprints, and then A block, right? I have it sitting right here. It will more than likely be in your A blocks, right? And you'll see it when you get your program. It'll be A, B, C, and then maybe D, E. You'll do group A first, B, C, so on and so forth, right? And with that, we're going to make sure your tendons are ready to go before we do any major lifting, because again, if you get hurt lifting, we can't put you on the field, we can't put you on in your sport. And then what are we doing this for, right? We want to make sure you are healthy and can play your sport to the best of your ability. All right, so daily mobility standard, right? It's about 8 to 12 minutes, right? It's not that long, right? And so lower body is going to be ankles, knees, hips, right? So you'll do ankle cars, you'll do hip cars, knees. It's really going to just be deep squat holds, maybe some hamstring stuff to kind of help loosen the back end of your knee up. Upper body is going to be a thoracic spine mover, some scapula stuff, and a lot of shoulder, right? So anything that can rotate like this is a big one that we want to work on to help stabilize, right? All the muscles around your shoulder need to be strong so that way if you do take a hit or you do throw something a little wonky, you can still play. It doesn't just immediately hurt you. I'll say this, consistency is going to matter more than the intensity behind it, right? So if we can continuously do it, it's going to make more of an impact than just doing it once at a really I'm drawing a blank, but a really hard pace, right? We want to be able to just do it every day. So your A block. So talking about that real quick, we're going to do mobility and activation. Wow. A tendon loading and then unilateral work. If you rush through it, you will pay for it later. And not in like this, oh, you'll pay, but over time, you will notice things aren't going to be as strong as your counterparts because they're taking this section seriously. All right. How you'll know this is working is you'll feel less tight. You'll have better control, more stability, less sore actually, and more confidence moving, right? You'll start seeing like, oh man, I feel like I'm gliding through a run or I'm gliding through these cuts. And it's because your tendons are able to like get compressed and spring, right? And it doesn't feel all wonky. It doesn't feel like you're going to give out just because you're in a compromising position. And with that, that's one of the things that you'll know, hey, I'm doing the right things. I'm moving forward in this and I'm starting to see these changes. And that's when you want to reach out to your coach and say, hey, I'm doing this, this, and this. That is a huge win. And even in college, when you start feeling like that, it feels like the world is opening up and you can do all these different things that you may not have been able to do before. So now with that, what I want you to do, all right, this is your homework for the next week. So the moment you've watched Module 3, you are going to put it down. I watched Module 3. Here's the homework. And for 7 straight days, you are going to reach out to your coach. You're going to say, hey, this is my mobility routine, or can I get a mobility routine 8 to 12 minutes? Can you make me something that I need to do every day? All right, and hold me accountable to it. You're going to run that 7 days straight, no skipping, and I don't care where you're at. If you have to stop in the middle, I won't say stop in the middle of traffic, but if you have to stop in the middle of your day, if you're in school and you just have to 8 minutes and just start stretching, doing your mobility work, do it. Right? You do not get to miss these 7 days. No skipping, no rushing, and track how your body feels. All right? This is how you start becoming a college athlete now, so that way when the time comes, you're already ready to go. All right? So, 7 days, get after it. Text your coach every single day the moment you've done your mobility work.